Hey everybody, welcome back to the shop. It's a beautiful day. Got the day off today. That time of year, kind of hit touch and go on work. So we like to get down here in the shop and tinker around with some things. So we got a few things going on. We got the scales that we made in the last video. I may make 2 or 3 different little videos today about some of these things because a lot of the things we're doing are going on at the same time, but they don't really mix, you know what I mean? We've got the pipe wrench knife that I started earlier this summer for my brother, early summer, and it was just too hot to forge when we started all this shop work, so we didn't get that finished. We're going to think we're going to do the finished work on that. I've got the fillet knife that I'm making for a friend in Colorado to give to her husband. I've got a little issue with that. We've got all the poly done. It's all cured real well. There's one little spot on the butt of the handle where it's not wanting to cure quite properly. It's staying a little tacky, and it's right there by the pin on the back end of the handle. And I believe the only thing I can figure, I've sanded it off and repolyed it and in that area, and of course, you know, I sanded the whole knife, but and still I thought maybe I just got the poly a little thicker there, but it's still not wanting to harden up like it should. And so I was scratching my head about that, and I think what's happened is when we did the cactus juice, because those scales were, what do we call it? Stabilized. We stabilized those scales. It was the spalted maple, I believe is what that wood is. And we stabilized those scales with cactus juice, put them in the oven for a couple hours. And I think what might have happened is there was one little spot in that wood that when we put them in the oven didn't quite cure. That's the only explanation that I can come up with, is that that one little spot didn't quite, the cactus juice didn't quite cure, and it was inside the wood because we ground those scales pretty good. And I think what happens is we put the polyurethane over it, and where that one little spot is where that cactus juice didn't quite cure all the way is not allowing the poly to cure all the way. So, but this is all new to me. I've never used this cactus juice before, never really stabilized and made handle scales with it. So it's kind of a learning process for me, but I believe that's what happened. So we put the whole knife in the oven upstairs on 200 degrees, and which I don't believe will hurt the poly any. If anything, it'll just help it set up a little more too. But we're going to see if that won't finish curing that one little spot right there, and then the poly will be able to go ahead and cure, because I'm hoping to polish them scales out, that handle out, put the final edge on that knife and get it shipped off. So we've got those 2 items, and then we've got the scales we made in our last video that we finally had a successful burn on a set of scales, and we're going to mix up some colored epoxy and put in those scales and see what we come up with that. So we've got a few little things going on here today, and I've also got to get started on a knife. If you'll remember, the 2 knives that I had made and shipped to my buddy Bob up in Washington, his wife, Jill, would like to have a paring knife. So we're going to make this one out of stainless steel. So we've got quite a bit going on. So we're going to get after it here and get some of this stuff done. So thanks for being here again. I really appreciate you all watching and coming along with me on these little projects. So let's get to work. friends, I just wanted to take a minute here to show you what we're doing. A little bit ago, this whole knife, handle and all, looked like this blade does. Blackened. I can't touch that handle, it's pretty hot still. But now, we've got our handle looking like this. And what we're doing, as you saw in the video, we're just wire brushing it. And of course, through the magic of video editing and everything, it looks, you know, like I just ran a wire brush over it really quickly and polished it off. But let me tell you, them forearms got a lot of arm pump in them. I feel like I've been riding a dirt bike again, like I did in my younger days. But that's the finish we're going to have on this knife. We're just wire brushing all that forge scale off, and it was a real pain to get all that between all of these little lines here. You know, of course, that was the part that was bent over where the where you turned it to open or close your jaw. So that's where we are on that. Just wanted to take a minute and show you what we're doing. So the whole blade will look like this. Now we're going to go and put the handle in the vise, and we're going to work on the rest of this blade. And once we've got it all wire brushed up real nice, we're going to put a final edge on it, and this one's going to be pretty much done. This is a pretty simple build. We're not putting any scales on it. That handle is nice and thick. It fits good in your hand. I'm probably going to cut some thumb grooves up in this area right here, and we'll call it good. So let's get back to it. Okay guys, I think we got this thing finished up here. It looks a little rough. It's supposed to. We just wire brushed it. I hit it with the Scotch-Brite pad a little bit with the angle, my little angle grinder, my little die grinder. But I think overall we pretty much got the effect we were looking for. Put a final edge on it, got it cleaned up. I'm still going to put some little thumb grooves right here for, you know, so when you, because your thumb will slide right there, so we're still going to put those on it. But that's just a matter of cutting them in with a Dremel, not a big deal. I really like those Tyvek belts I got, man. I'm telling you, you can really put a fine finished edge on your blade. So let's see. Right to the tip, I mean. I can almost push it through the paper without having to, in fact I am pushing it, watch. We won't even slice, we'll just go straight through. That's a sharp knife, my friends. So, yeah, very happy with that edge, how that turned out. It's very sharp. And I'm just going to cut those thumb grooves in there now, but we're calling this one here done. As soon as I get the thumb grooves cut in there, we'll do a finish shot of this and maybe throw up some stills. So, thanks for watching this one, man. Finally got the old knife done. And if you remember right, if you're watching my videos, we started this. It was late spring, early summer when I started this, and then we got involved in remodeling this shop and everything to so we'd have a better place to film videos and just more organized and easier to work in. And we kind of put this on the back burner, but there was no rush on it. It's just for my brother, an old pipe wrench he had, and wanted me to make a knife out of it. So there she is, guys. Came out really nice. I'm happy with it. Like I said, it's a little rough on these flats on the side of the blade and that, but that's pretty much by design. It's a wrench, it's a pipe wrench, and we want it to look a little rough. So there it is. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. Every little bit helps. And as always, I really appreciate all you that have subscribed. Thanks for watching my videos and for all the comments. And hey, you know, if you see something you want to comment on or whatever, don't be afraid to throw a comment in down below. So always be safe when you're working in your shop. In fact, get out to your shop and do something, make something, burn something, you know, tear something apart, put it back together, whatever it is you like to do. Always be safe when you're doing it. Wear your safety gear and what have you. We'll see you guys on the next one.